I wanted to go over day 22 of Thirsty by Jamie Morgan. Thirsty for the blessings of brokenness. Our highest purpose in life is to reflect the image of Jesus. Therefore, the Lord chips away everything that isn't of him. God needs to break off all that isn't Jesus, and we need to cooperate with the chipping. God is looking for broken vessels, and we must allow the Lord to break us. He wants to shatter everything that isn't Jesus in order to put us back together again to look like his son. And more often than not, God was suffering to do it. Suffering is part of the Christian walk. In many cases, right before revival breaks forth in ministries, brokenness has taken place. The types of suffering include things like betrayal, grief, a prodigal child, personal failure, setbacks, unexpected hardships, rejection of some sort, or a season of criticism. Bottom line, they experience some sort of intense pain. Did God cause these things to happen? Absolutely not. But if we can learn anything from the book of Job, it is this: nothing can touch us without first passing through the hands of God. God allows us to go through trials in order to do a deep preparatory work in our lives. He turns around for good what the enemy means for harm. God brings us to a state of brokenness so that he can pour his spirit into empty vessels. He needs us to be able for him to trust us with his fire. We need to become weak in ourselves so we can operate in the strength and power of God. We often go through periods in our life that can be excruciatingly painful, but there is a purpose in the pain. In the season of suffering, we need to shift our focus. Instead of staring straight at the pain of our throbbing heart, we must lift our eyes to see the loving hands of the sculptor at work in our life. We must realize that God allows us to endure what is for his highest good. We can experience unbreakable joy right in the midst of brokenness. There are things that God accomplishes in our brokenness that can't be achieved by other means. Brokenness is essential for our spiritual maturity. It is critical for maximum usefulness by the Master. In Psalms 51, verse 16 through 17, we see, "You did not desire a sacrifice, or I would offer one. You did not want a burnt offering. The sacrifice you desire is a broken spirit." When our hearts are broken before God, he becomes our everything. God loves our brokenness. Our brokenness is beautiful before the Lord. First, it's slow. Just when you think the sculptor is finished chipping away, he's not. When you surmise an aspect of your life is fine and that it's time to move on to another area, God finds yet something else to chisel. Warning, during the process of chipping, and more chipping, there will be a temptation to quit. Give the artist all the time he needs. He knows exactly what he is doing. Second, don't doubt the goodness of God. Often during the process of brokenness, the enemy will tempt you to question God's goodness. Where is God? Did God fail you? Does God really have a future for your life? When will this trial ever be over? Did God forget you? All of Satan's strategies are designed to destroy your faith. The enemy knows if he can get you to doubt God's goodness, you'll drop your shield of faith. Your response needs to be, "I'll suffer my whole life if I have to. I found God in my brokenness, and he is all I need." Third, the greater the calling, the greater the carving. It's true, big purpose equals big preparation. The person with an unbroken spirit will never experience his or her true potential in God. During the process of brokenness, you'll learn lessons. It's not man's applause, recognition, or approval I need. I live only to please God. You will become so deeply rooted in him that no matter what the storm, you'll not be moved. If you're willing to let the Master do his work, he will enable you to stand through any type of adversity. The steps to becoming God's masterpiece are joyful, painful, and necessary for you to reflect the glory of his Son. Suffering is always involved. Few are willing to pay the price, but God reaches into the depths of the hearts of those who do and says, "I love you, I'll restore you, I'll use you."